business all about?
So we are building a talent platform. Essentially, you guys participate in fests, right?
Yeah,
You guys have
we actually we do a lot.
lot of fests, right? So what we're doing is we're building a platform where students participate in these kinds of fests and competitions. We are giving them a platform where they can organize these competitions very very smoothly and have your participants be judged on the platform as well. So the idea is that we are able to collect all this data about the student skill sets that judges need during these fests, and we're able to help these students get jobs, internships, and other opportunities.
So, what type of struggles or downfalls did you find along the way?
There were quite a few in the beginning, right? Because I came from a business background and don't know a lot about technology. Very early on, realized that you cannot get into tech field without actually having technological background. So spent a lot of time actually learning how to code in the initial few years of my career. Apart from that, the struggles, I mean the same kind of struggles you would face when you're trying to learn something for the first time. So when I was building the product for the first time, there were different set of struggles. When I was trying to sell the product for the first time, there were different set of struggles. But these struggles is what makes you, right? Initially, like once you go through these struggles, only will you be able to come out the other side stronger, being able to do that on a regular basis. So I mean, I have like stories and stuff. I mean, the first time we built the app, I had hired an intern engineer, and this particular person, on the day of the event where the app was supposed to be used, by mistake, he deleted the entire server. Right? And I had no idea of how servers work, how technology works. I had hired this guy, and he was supposed to take care of it.
So, how did you solve that problem?
So this was an event where there were 500 participants sitting in auditorium in RD College of Engineering. And on the day of the event, by mistake, this person has deleted the entire code, right? And he had a backup from way back when. He had a backup of only 20% of the app.
Okay.
So what I did was I went on stage and I, spent time with the audience, wasted some time so that this person could restore this backup. Spent about 20 odd minutes to do that. And then after that, while the participants were using the platform, this was like 6-7 years ago. While the participants were using the platform to use the first 20% of the app, we were building the next 20% of the app so that once they are done using this part of the app, they could come back and they could start using the next part. So it was like as they were using the app, we were building the app. But I'm happy to say by the end of the day, the app was fully built out again overnight, and the product was used by RD College of Engineering for.
So the app was built overnight totally?
No. So that was the word. That was very initial.
He just restored it within 20.
He restored a very early version in 20 minutes,
version.
but after that there was the next overnight, almost 8 to 10 hours, we were building the next 20-25%, next 20-25%, as and when the participants had to use the next 20-25%. So we had to stay up all night and rebuild the app, which we have already taken an entire month to build. So we ended up building that app overnight again. So there was a lot of it. But that's where I realized that I cannot work with interns, and I can't just work with me not having enough exposure.
So there should be an experienced person to handle all this.
And the best person, the most experienced person that you can depend on is yourself, and that's why I started my journey to learn how to code. And that's where I started actually looking for a proper technical profound. Because up until then I used to think, okay, this is not that difficult an app, anybody can build it, but once I understood the nuances of what goes into not just building an app but also maintaining the product when it's used by 500 people at the same time. That's why I realized I need more experienced people also, and I also need to understand this language of technology much better so that I can talk to these people, I can talk to my teammates in their language and not just be businessy, when I'm talking about it.
So what was your mission and vision in the course?
So see, all my 3 years in college, all I did was participate in fests and competitions, and I learned a lot from it. From being a person who could not talk in front of a small group of audience, I became a much better public speaker. I was able to talk in front of a huge audience at the auditoriums of Christ University, Jain University, Joseph, and whatnot. That was one of the biggest learnings I have had. And apart from that, I built a lot of other skills which I was able to use to market product, services, talk to clients, etc. And I quickly realized that most students who don't have this kind of festing experience or participating in talent competition experience, right? Before like normal commerce and management fest, I used to do dance fests. I used to go represent my university in dance competitions. And here I found a pattern that students who participate in these talent competitions over time they upskill. Right? It's not just a place for you to showcase your skills, but it's also a place where you go
compete with others.
When you compete with others, you also network with others, you also learn from judges, and over time you actually build yourself. So my vision for the platform was always, can I number one make a platform where validation for your time spent participating in competitions can be made. Meaning, right now what happens after a fest? People get certificates, people get trophies, right? But does the first certificate or a trophy tell the whole story of what happened in the fest? Does it tell how many people you competed against, what was the quality of judges and other participants that you had interacted with? It doesn't do that. Right? So if tomorrow you went and spoke to a recruiter and you said, I went to SP or I went to Prayas, right? They will not understand what that means. Certificate will not do a good job explaining. It will just mean that okay, this person has been proactive. But what we have built is a whole system by which when you start participating in these kinds of competitions, over time your profile gets better. You can collect endorsements, you can collect feedback, you can build synergies with other participants so that when recruiters come to hire you for a specific skill.
So they can team up and compete.
It's not just about competitions, right? Competitions is a way for us to find out what skills you have and what skills you've been growing in. But what we really have is a platform where recruiters can come in and look at your skills and hire you for that, right? Because recruiters also take your resumes with a grain of salt because you are the one entering all the information. But here recruiters are getting proof of work. The fact that you made this presentation, you pitched it to a judge, the judge gave you this feedback, the judge endorsed your skills. Over time you had synergy with so many teammates. All this information gets boiled onto a profile which you as a student will be able to leverage and get more
value to the certificate or
a lot more. It's a lot more valuable than a certificate. You can actually use this in an interview. You can show this in an interview, and your recruiters will understand where you're coming from much
we
better.
can even put it up in our resume.
Idea for me, at least the idea, the vision, as you asked, is for us to make resumes obsolete for students. Like resumes are what you telling somebody what you're good at.
Yeah.
Here it does the same job, right? But at the same time, it does it much more. I can show you what the profile looks like in a bit if you like. But essentially, the idea is for you to be able to visualize your skills and the way you've grown over the past 3-4 years participating in competitions. Visualize that and show that, so that recruiters also, when they look at your resume, it's not a black and white piece of paper. It's a very visual representation of what made you who you are today.
So my next question would be, what are your strengths and weaknesses while you were growing up this company?
Strengths, I would definitely say, because I was from a business background, but I put in the effort to learn how technology works. The people, the clients, the stakeholders as you interact with, they looked at me at a very from a different note, because normally people understand tech or they understand business, and I had like this cross-functional knowledge and understanding, because of which I could communicate with business people from a business point of view. At the same time, I could translate that to technological requirements to my team much more easily, right? Because normally, if a client or if somebody has a requirement which is tech related, and if you get an engineer to talk to them, both of them talk a little different, like a different language altogether. So an engineer never really quite understands. That's all. But I'll just give you 2 minutes.
Sure.
An engineer doesn't necessarily understand how business works and why a specific feature or something is important from a business point of view. He understands what his challenges are from a tech point of view. So when a business person comes to him and says, give me this, this and this, that engineer might not be able to completely contextualize why that is important versus what he is important.
Because he uses his own language and
It's not, when I say language, I mean that he comes from a different world, right? He comes from a different world and business people come from a different world. And when a business person and a tech person come to talk to each other, one of them needs to do a lot of translating. So I come in the middle. I understand how engineers function, I understand how businessmen function, and I'm able to connect the dots and make sure everything goes on smoothly. That I would say is that I found over and over again that has been my strength, why my clients return to me again and again. But from a weakness point of view, I tried, like, this is a weakness, but I essentially tried to do everything on my own as much. Like, I burn myself out to the extent I try to do everything on my own, and only when I find that there's something that I absolutely can't do, I go out and hire. Recently, I've realized that hiring people who are better at you at certain skills is a much better way of functioning than trying to do everything on your own. So I would like anybody who's trying to build a business as fast as possible, instead of when you start making profits, don't look at bringing those profits back home. Look at reinvesting them in your business, getting more people in your business so that you can have very well balanced work-life balance.
Thank you. As of now, I have completed my questions. Now Nandan will continue with another few questions.